Hello students, in today's class we are going to learn about nature of roots. So I wish to recall what are we learning about. We are learning chapter quadratic equations, and for the past few classes we started with learning the standard form of a quadratic equation, how the quadratic equation should be. If a situation is given, we framed the equation in the standard form of quadratic equation. Then we learned how to solve the quadratic equation by various methods such as factorization, completing the square, and also by formula. And this is what the formula, right? The roots of the equation, quadratic equation, are given by minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a, right? Using this formula we can find both the roots. We know a quadratic equation will have at most 2 roots, so those 2 roots can be found by using this formula. So in today's class we are going to analyze the nature of the roots, how those 2 roots are going to be, whether it's going to be, we know it's at most 2 roots a quadratic equation can have. So the nature of the roots, how the roots are going to be, whether are they distinct roots, are they going to be real roots, are they going to be equal roots, these sort of analyzation we are going to do. How can we do this is based on this quadratic formula, in fact a part of this formula. See, this square root of b squared minus 4ac plays a vital role here. Imagine what happens if this is greater than 0. If b square minus 4ac is greater than 0, which means if it is a positive number, then the square root of a positive number can very well be fine, right? Then we can add and subtract. We can have plus that number and minus one number. We can find the answer. Therefore, the roots are going to be real roots, distinct and real roots. We will get 2 different answers. Suppose if this b square minus 4ac is going to be 0, what will happen? This entire term will become 0. Therefore, there is no option for this plus or minus at all. We will end up with minus b by 2a only, which means x has only one value. No, in a quadratic equation, if x has only one value, it means that the roots are repeated. The roots are repeated, which means equal roots. Okay. What happens if this b square minus 4ac is going to be a negative number? So far we didn't learn a square root of a negative number, right? You will be learning in your higher classes, which is called a complex number. Inside the square root, if a negative number is squared, minus 2, if you square it will become plus 4. That we have learned. But inside the square root, if you have minus 4, you cannot take it as 2. Right? It has a different format and it is called a complex number. So there won't be any real roots. If this is going to be negative, then there is no real root. So in such a way we are going to analyze the nature of the roots and we are going to give a conclusion. Anyway, this b square minus 4ac plays a vital role to analyze the nature of the roots. So that's why it is named as a discriminant. It is discriminant, right? So what is discriminant? In the question, if they ask you to find the discriminant of the equation, you have to find what is b square minus 4ac. You know very well what is ABC, right? So what we discussed here only I have tabulated. You have to remember. There are only 3 conditions based on this b square minus 4ac. b square minus 4ac greater than 0, equal to 0, less than 0. If it is going to be greater than 0, in the sense if it is going to be a positive number, we will end up with distinct real roots. If it is equal to 0, there is no option at all. This entire term will become 0. Therefore, the roots are equal real roots. If it is less than 0, then it doesn't have any real root at all. The roots are complex. You don't want to mention it complex, you can simply write there are no real roots, right? So based on this, let us solve problems in the next exercise. Let us solve the first question. Find the nature of the roots. If the real roots exist, find them. First question, 2x square minus 3x plus 5. So what is your A? 2, B is minus 3. Don't forget, you have to take along with the sign. C is 5. Now what is your discriminant? Discriminant is b square minus 4ac. Let us find what is b square minus 4ac. B square minus 4ac, which is equal to, the value of b is minus 3. So minus 3 the whole square minus 4 into a value is 2, c value is 5. So minus 3 the whole square, minus into minus, it will become plus. 3 square is 9 minus 5 2s are 10, 10 4s are 40. So 9 minus 40 is minus 31. So which is less than 0. So b square minus 4ac is less than 0. If b square minus 4ac is less than 0, what is the nature of the roots? It doesn't have real root. Therefore we can write, therefore the given equation does not have real roots. Hope you understood. It's very easy to conclude the nature of the roots. If they are real, they asked you to find it, but here it doesn't have any real roots, so you can stop with this. Okay, let us solve the second question. 3x square minus 4 root 3x plus 4 equal to 0. Now here a is 3, b is minus 4 root 3 and c is 4. Now what is b square minus 4acc? Minus 4 root 3 the whole square minus 4 into a is 3, c is 4. Now minus, if you square, it will become plus 4 root 3 the whole square, which means 4 root 3 into 4 root 3. 4 4s are 16 into root 3 into root 3 is 3. 16 into 3. So what it is? 48. 3 6 are 18. 3 1s are 3 plus 1 4. 48 minus 4 3s are 12. 12 4s are 48. So 48 minus 48 is 0. So we got b square minus 4ac equal to 0. If the discriminant is equal to 0, what is the nature of the roots? Therefore, the two roots are real and equal. If the real roots exist, they asked you to find the roots. So we had to find the roots. How we can find the roots? The roots can be easily found using the formula now. What is the formula? Minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. In this, b square minus 4ac entirely has become 0. So minus b divided by 2a will give you the roots, right? So what is your roots then? What is b? B value is minus 4 root 3. You have to be careful. Already you have minus here. B value is minus 4 root 3 divided by 2 into what is a? A is 3. So this has become minus into minus plus 4 root 3 by 2 3s are 6. If you want, you can cancel this. 2 2s are 2 3s are, and again root 3 and root 3 I can cancel because 3 can be written as root 3 into root 3, right? So the answer is 2 by root 3. Therefore, the two roots are 2 by root 3 and 2 by root 3. Hope you understood how we have done this, right? There is one more problem in this heading. I am leaving that to you. So you are going to solve it, right? Let us move on to the second question now. Now let us solve the second question. Find the value of k so that they have two equal roots. When does a quadratic equation will have equal roots? If the discriminant is equal to 0. So using that condition only we are going to find what is k. Now what is the value of a here? 2, b is k, c is 3. So for roots to be equal, b square minus 4ac should be equal to 0. So we are going to use this condition. What is b square? K the whole square. How do we know the roots are equal? Because it is given in the question. Okay, I didn't write that so that they have two equal roots. Yes, it is given in the question. So k square minus 4 into, what is the value of a? 2. What is the value of c? 3. Equated to 0. So k square minus 4 2s are 8, 8 3s are 24 equal to 0. So k square equal to 24. So k equal to plus or minus square root of 24. What is square root of 24? 24 can be written as 4 6 are, right? 4 6 are 24. 4 is a perfect square. So if I take it out, it will become 2. So 2 root 6. So the value of k can be either plus root 2 root 6 or minus 2 root 6. Therefore k equal to plus 2 root 6 or minus 2 root 6. Right? Hope you understood this. Very easy problem. Let us see how we can solve the next question. Now the question is kx into x minus 2 plus 6. So first express it in the standard form of quadratic equation and then find the values of a, b, c, then substitute in your discriminant. Now how will you express in standard form? Multiply. Kx into x is kx square minus kx into 2, 2kx plus 6. This 6 doesn't have this kx. This is only for these two terms. Be careful. Which is equal to 0. So the value of a is going to be k. The value of b is minus 2k. The value of c is 6. Right? For two roots to be equal, b square minus 4ac should be equal to 0. What is your b square? Minus 2k the whole square minus 4 into a value is k, c value is 6 equal to 0. Right? Minus, if you square it, it will become plus. 2 square is 4 k square. You have to square each and every term. 2 if I square I will get 4, k if I square I will get k square, minus 4 6 are 24k equal to 0. Right? This can be written as, I can take 4k as common. Yes or no? So I will have remaining 1k minus 4 6 are 24 equal to 0. Now what will happen? Equate both to 0. 4k equal to 0, k minus 6 equal to 0. This implies k equal to 0, because if I bring 4 to the other side, it will come to the denominator and now it will become 0. This implies k equal to 6, right? So the value of k can be 0 or 6. But if k equal to 6, if k equal to 0, what will happen? If k becomes 0, the entire x square term will become 0 and even x term will become 0. Then we will left out only 6, right? So if k equal to 0, there won't be x square term at all. So therefore it won't become a quadratic equation at all. Therefore k should be equal to 6. Therefore the value of k is 6. In the previous problem there are opportunities for k to have two values, so we left it. But here if we put k equal to 0, the entire equation reduce it into a constant polynomial as 6. So there is no chance for k to take up the value 0, therefore it should be only 6, right? Now let us see how we can solve the third question. Is it possible to design a rectangular mango groove whose length is twice its breadth and the area is 800 meters square? If so, find its length and breadth. They have given you a situation and they asked whether such a kind of situation can be applicable. Will it hold good? If so, find the dimension. So how we can find? So first frame the situation into a mathematical statement like a quadratic equation and check the nature of the roots. If the roots are real, such a kind of situation can appear. If the roots are not real, then it is not possible. So what are we going to do for the next few problems? We are going to frame a quadratic equation for the given situation and then we are going to check the nature of the roots. If the roots are real, we are not bothered about whether they are going to be repeated roots or distinct roots. we are going to check whether are they going to be real. If it is real, then such a kind of situation can occur. Then we are going to find the roots. Okay, so for the third question, let us assume the length and the breadth going to be L and B. Then let us see how we can solve this. See, let the length of the rectangular groove be L and breadth be B. Then the area is LB. Now what area of rectangle is? Length into breadth, right? It is given length is, according to the question, it is given that length is twice its breadth. Twice means what? 2 times its breadth. So L is 2B. So I am going to substitute it again in area. Therefore, area is equal to, in the place of L, we are going to substitute 2B into B. So what is area? Area is given as 800 meters square. So 800 equal to 2B square, right? So if I bring this 2 to the other side, it will become 800 divided by 2 equal to B square. So this implies B square equal to 400. So what is your quadratic equation? That is B square minus 400 equal to 0 is your quadratic equation. Yes, for the quadratic equation, the highest power or the degree should be 2. But here the degree one term is missing. So this can be rewritten as what? Or this can be rewritten as B square minus 0B minus 400 also we can write. This is 0. This B term has entirely become 0. You can put plus also, it doesn't matter. Anyhow, this is going to become 0. Right? Now it is in the standard form, ax square plus bx plus c. What is the value of a here? Now we got equation as b square minus 400 equal to 0. Therefore, what is your a? A is here the variable is b. Okay. So what is value of a? A is the coefficient of b square, which is 1. What is b? Coefficient of x term. X term is missing here, so it is 0. The value of c is minus 400. Hope you understood. Here the variable is b. Normally we framed the equation in terms of x. Here we have framed in terms of b. Don't get confused with this b and this b. This b is coefficient of x term. This is the variable b, right? Now what is your discriminant? B square minus 4ac is your discriminant. Your discriminant should be, let us find what is your b square minus 4ac, because we know for the situation to occur the discriminant should be greater than 0. We should have a real root, right? Either it should be greater than 0 or it should be equal to 0. So let us find what happens with b square minus 4ac now, right? What is b square? 0 square minus 4 into the a value is 1, c value is minus 400. So which is equal to 0, minus into minus will become plus. 4 4s are 1600. So which is 1600, which is greater than 0. Therefore the roots are real. Yes, and hence is it possible? Hence it is possible to design a rectangular groove. It is possible to design a rectangular groove with the given conditions, right? If so, they asked you to find its length and breadth. Now we need to find its length and breadth. Length and breadth is nothing but the solution of the equation. What is the equation? B square minus 400 equal to 0. Since the x term is missing here, we can directly find out how. B square equal to 400. So this implies B equal to square root of 400 plus or minus 20, right? Now breadth is plus or minus 20. We know breadth cannot be in negative. Therefore B is equal to plus 20. See, the breadth cannot be negative, therefore B is only plus 20. We ignored minus 20. If b is 20, then we need to find what is our length. Length is 2 times b, therefore 2 into 20, which is 40. Therefore length is 40 and breadth is 20. Hope you understood. This is again a very easy problem. What we did, we framed the situation into a quadratic equation. The only thing is, don't get confused with the coefficients b and the assumption what we made in the question. If you feel like, then assume it as x and y, no problem. Instead of L and B, you can assume it as x and y, so that you will avoid confusion and you won't make any mistake, right? And we checked with the discriminant. We need real roots. When a real roots will occur, only if the discriminant is greater than 0 or equal to 0. That's what we are going to check. We checked and we obtained a discriminant greater than 0. Therefore, the roots are real. If the roots are real, very well we can the situation can be designed. So if the situation can be designed, they asked you to find its dimension. So we need to solve the quadratic equation. But here the quadratic equation doesn't have the x term. So we have solved it directly, or else you have to adopt the method of factorization or completing the square, or you should use quadratic formula to solve it. Right? Here we have directly done it. Hope you understood. Let us see the next question now. Let us solve the next question. Is the following situation possible? The same like. If so, determine their present ages. The sum of the ages of two friends is 20 years. 4 years ago, the product of their ages in years was 48. We are so familiar with age related problems, right? So let us assume their present ages be x and y. See, let their present ages be x and y. And it is given sum of their ages is 20. So x plus y equal to 20. 4 years ago, so immediately you have to subtract 4 from both the ages. Product of their ages is 48. And since we are concentrated in quadratic equation, we are not interested in having two variables, right? So from this, find one variable in terms of the other. I am going to find y in terms of x. So y will be 20 minus x. So in the place of y, I am going to replace it by 20 minus x. So x minus 4. So in the place of y, 20 minus x minus 4 equal to 48. Now x minus 4 into 20 minus 4 minus x, 20 minus 4 is plus 16 equal to 48. Now what you should do? You should simplify it and make it as a quadratic equation by multiplying term by term and then find its discriminant. If the discriminant is going to be greater than 0 or equal to 0, it has real roots, therefore the situation can occur, and it is given if the situation can occur, ask the find the present ages, so that you can very well solve the equation and find what is your x and y. Right? I am leaving the remaining part of the question to you. You are going to solve it. Let us see the next question. Now let us see the last question. Is it possible to design a rectangular park of perimeter and area? If so, find its length and breadth. The same like we solved the third question. So here, to avoid confusion, I have assumed the length and breadth as x and y respectively. Perimeter is given as 80. Perimeter is twice L plus B. So 2 times x plus y. Area is LB. So x into y. Again, we are interested in quadratic. We are not interested in two variables. So rewrite this first equation. So first equation will become 2x plus y equal to 80. I am going to divide throughout by 2. So we will get x plus y equal to 40. We need y in terms of x. So y equal to 40 minus x. Now replace this in the second equation. Substitute in 2. What we will get? X into, in the place of y, 40 minus x equal to 400. So this will become 40x minus x square equal to 400, or I am going to bring these two terms to the other side. So it will become x square minus 40x plus 400 equal to 0. Thus we obtained our quadratic equation. Now find the discriminant as usual and check the discriminant whether it is going to be greater than 0 or equal to 0. Only then the roots will be real. Then we can say such a kind of rectangle can be formed. Rectangular park can be designed. Then if so, they asked you to find the length and breadth. So simplify this quadratic equation, find the value of x. substitute in any one of this equation and find what is your y, right? So I am leaving this part also to you. So thus we have completed this entire chapter. So before we wind up this chapter, I wish to give you a few additional problems as homework. So with this, let us wind up today's class. Do exercise 4.4 question number 1 third subdivision, and fourth and fifth question already I have done almost for you. Just the last conclusion part you have to complete. And here I have given few additional problems. All the problems of this kind we have solved already. So try all these problems. I am not interested in spoon feeding you again. Read the question and answer it properly, and if you have any doubts you can ask me, right? So you have to complete all these problems as a homework and post it in the group. So from next class let us start a new chapter. By this weekend you will be writing test, right? So in the test you will be having the entire 3 chapters. So start preparing, and from the next class let us start the new chapter. Thank you, students.